Hi, what's being hidden from you today? What's being hidden within your relationships? Fake accounts, screenshots, getting evidence. Okay. I feel this is somebody. There's two things going on here for me today. When you were together, you probably found fake accounts, or they were hiding their phone, or something along that, something along those lines. All right. You got some evidence. All right. This is very specific. So somebody today, you got some evidence. You could have taken screenshots, etc. But you found evidence regarding some accounts that your person had. Okay. And this could have been the main reason or partly why the separation occurred. But now what is happening is that your ex is creating fake accounts, or they are watching your accounts, your social media accounts. Now, if you've blocked them, etc., I would say that that's where the fake accounts are coming in. So yeah, so really kind of deceptive, it's a bit toxic, isn't it? You found out they got fake accounts. You felt you had to look. And I think sometimes when you have to start going looking, it becomes difficult. The trust is gone. But now they're doing the same thing again because you've blocked them. All right, you've blocked them. So we'll go a little bit deeper into that and see what is going on. I'm going to have a look at the past first, okay, and then I'll just move through challenges and really just the best possible outcome. Is this person, are they going to pop up in your life? I think it's more a heads up for you, really. You might already know they've got fake accounts. All right, you might already have suspected that they're making these accounts to try and keep tabs on you, because you've pulled the shutters down. So anyway, let me just shuffle these. But welcome back. I hope you're well. I hope you're all okay. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you. Oh gosh, these are lively, aren't they? Thank you for all your support, okay, and all your comments. I do read all of them. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. The links are in the description box to the website. All the readings are on the website. Go check them out. I also check out the free relationship report. If you're new here, okay, and you'd like to see more content, hit that notification bell for me. That would be wonderful. Right, let's turn these over. Oh, I think I know it's just a word, it's toxic, because it covers many multitudes of things. But in the past, this is for you. If this sounds, like what happened, your person fed off you. They stole your ideas. They took credit for stuff that you had done. Okay, whether it's work-wise, whether it was in the home, whatever it was, they took the credit for it. Okay. And also I've got secret lover, romantic love affair. Yeah. This is it's not very nice, but it's very clear today. It's for those of you who found the evidence on the phone that your person was messing elsewhere, as we say here, messing around where they should not have been. Possibly the travel cards here in the past as well. Was somebody traveling for work and this was going on? Was there a work affair, or were they pretending to be working away when they weren't? They were just up to no good. So that has clarified it for me, because sometimes, it's not always a romantic third party, but in this case, somebody was messing around. You found out. So, okay, right. Let's have a little look at your person's environment now and see if we can get a gist as to why they're creating. What do they want with you? What do they want? What does your ex want? what I should do? Let's have a look at their environment. Overall energy for sneaky Sydney, I think, or sneaky whatever. It's just sneaky pants. Sneaky pants. What they've been doing. Oh, their relationship they've gone into. 2 of Cups in reverse. The connection they've been in, or if maybe they stayed with this person, this third party, but it's gone into reverse. So disconnection, unhappy couples, incompatibility. They're not seeing eye to eye. Okay. So that's why they're creating fake accounts. It's really simple. They're just wanting to go back and hope that if they play the victim hard enough and profess their undying love for you, that you will agree to some form of reconciliation. Yeah, that's it really. That's it. They've got massive problems where they are. 10 of Wands. Massive problems where they are. They're flogging a dead horse. They're not seeing eye to eye. They've bitten off more than they can chew. I don't think your person's changed. They just don't ever finish what they've started. Okay. And I feel they do have a tendency to hoover people back up. I do feel it's somebody, I think we've all been there, that you meet someone and they literally have not got one good word to say about the ex. It's always the ex's fault, the ex this and the ex that. And, you do believe them because, it can be that, it can. But with this person, no. I feel that they've gone into something new. It was all your fault. You've done this, you've done that. You were the thinking work of the devil or whatever else they wanted to say. But they're going to come back to you, or they're going to try, and they're going to tell you that the secret lover that they took or whatever they were doing is now the work of the devil, and that they didn't do. I'm hearing they're going to try and tell you that they didn't match you and they didn't do as much, and they, just rubbish, really. It's just rubbish. So really for me today, they're just going to come back and try and hoover you back in to their net. Okay. Do I think they'll stay in this energy? No, I think they've done this too many times. People can change, but it's all really, for me, I think maybe as you get older, have you got the energy and time to want to change them? And if you can't change the old story, like this was a massive breach of trust for you. This was horrible. Are you going to, this person comes back in, are you going to just be living on eggshells all the time? Maybe they're half an hour late or they don't answer your messages. I think the thing is, reconciliation is a very individual thing. Because only we know, like you only know in your own mind the stories you've got playing. No one can get in there except for you, okay? But for me today, sitting here, I would, say I was reading for a friend, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, they're going to come back in, but you're going to have a serious level of trust. You're going to have to change that story. You're going to have to affirm that, this relationship's perfect until your brain can accept that it's changed. And it can be done. That's the whole thing. I live and die by that. You change your reality by your thoughts and your assumptions. However, we're human and it can be tiring. It can be tiring. And this person they just don't, they seem to be, they wear a mask, okay? Would I trust this person with these cards? Even though, I've got my beliefs about thought creating reality. No. Would I want to do that? No. but somebody else might, you see. It's up to the individual. I think that's a message for someone today. It is up to the individual. Always remember that as well, with reconciliations. If you really want a reconciliation, you really have not got to give a damn about what other people think and say. They're all holograms anyway, but you really have to be very single-minded, and you have to kill the old story. But yeah, this person wants you back because of this. They're fed up of where they are. The relationship they're in is breaking down. Six of Cups, childhood memories. Yeah, but your person they come across as a King of Cups in the upright, where they're very trusting, very kind, very caring, family orientated, shoulder to cry on, all of that, but they're two-faced. They're two-faced, they're emotionally manipulative, very, very manipulative. Very manipulative. And your time and energy deserves more than that. It deserves more than that, fake accounts, social media, secret lovers, possibly when they're supposed to be traveling, or they're telling you they're traveling for work and they're not actually traveling for work. And not just that, they fed off your energy. I think that's why I'm banging on about they'll come back. They always come back. Okay, they always come back. But do you want that? Because not only were they lying to you, but they were stealing your ideas. They were taking credit for stuff that you've done. Even something crazy like, they project this perfect partner. Say you've got children with them, and, in public, you're the perfect parent, okay? But then behind closed doors, they're doing nothing, or you separate, and then, you're the worst parent on the planet. And they start I've seen it. They just start fighting for custody and crap like that. It's unbelievable. And they fight for the custody, and, they want all of this. But they don't actually do anything for the children. They just they don't like the fact that something they can't control. And they put their whole family and children through a court system. It's horrible. I really think this person, they come across as a King of Cups in the upright, but I personally feel they flip to the reverse, where they're just manipulative. And they will use anything as a weapon, especially if you ever divorce one. They'll use anything, something from 10 years ago. You could have confided in them, or, I've seen people where they've been ill, and, they've been ill, and the marriage separates, and the person either wants custody or they want, their settlement, which they're quite rightly entitled to. And the narcissistic sort of, person, will say something along those times that, you're not a fit parent, or you're not a fit person because you're ill. The vileness knows no bounds. I know this is probably going off at a different tangent, but if any of you are watching this and you have divorced a narcissist, or you're going through that, or a separation, it's a dream all on its own. The only advice I can give, and I'm talking from experience, is just grey rock them. If you don't know what that means, Google it. Get some tools in your toolbox. Okay? And always remember, you'll never win. You'll never get them to see reason. You'll never get them to understand that that's not fair. It's like, you divorce them and you get the whole house. Well, they want it all. You'll never get that, okay? You'll never get them to understand it. So your best thing from this is, if this is your reading today, run to the hills. Run as fast as you can run. Okay? As fast as you can run. All right. This person is fake. They're fake. You can't reason with somebody. So, the grey rock thing is you just, just ignore them. You don't explain yourself. You give them, instead of, trying to explain, well, this is why that happened, and I have to have that, and I need this, and yeah. It's just like 4 words. No, that's not happening. The way to get through it is the least you say, the better. That's why they call it the grey rock. It's your fight. If this is you today, because someone's coming back in. If this is you today, Google that. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Outcome. They're going to come back in. But the ace is brilliant. It's a beautiful card. It means reconciliation. It can mean this, this, and this, and this. But in this energy, it's an ace. It's a beginning. It's not the 10. For me, it tells me more that this person romanticizes and fantasizes love. And once what they do is they create a version of you in their head almost. That is their perfect version. Okay. In the moment you actually behave like a human being and not, say you're ill. Okay. You're ill. Oh no, they don't like that. No, because I might actually have to look after you, which isn't quite what they do. All right. Then they're on to the next one. This person never commits fully. They are amazing at being the Ace of Cups. It is lovely. Like I said, King of Cups up right to start right with, King of Cups next, reversed. They're loving, they're kind, they're this, they're that. But it never quite gets to the Two of Cups. Okay. Then they'd start to discard and devalue you. Yeah. High Priestess with that Ace of Cups. They'll come back in, but they'll still be keeping secrets. Okay. They'll come in, but they will still be keeping secrets. So you look after yourself. Okay. And always, always remember these types of people can leave you feeling like crap. There was nothing you did, could have done, or ever will do that would have ever changed this person. Okay, you pull that beautiful, gorgeous energy straight back to you. Sit back and watch the show, because they're doing exactly, like I say, with this secret lover they had in the past, Two of Cups in the reverse, they're doing the same to the next person, and they will do it to the person after that. Okay? But there's nothing better than, just sitting back, and once you really realize that it was never you, okay? All right, so look after yourselves anyway. And remember, you're on the pedestal, absolutely on the pedestal. Don't engage with them. Don't give them the time of day. When I was a lot younger, my father used to say, Keeley, just ignore it all. How can you ignore it? I think it's with age. I think maybe now, older, I'm meant to say these things. Just keep it simple. Okay. But it doesn't mean to say you have to back down, especially if there's things that, if you've got children or there's, other stuff going on, you don't have to back down. Don't back down. But, always keep records, always watch what you're doing. Okay. And do not let them get a toe in again. So this is a different reading today. I hope it's helped someone and you will get through this. Okay. But they'll be back to hoover you up. So love you all. Take care.